Hello everyone! Are you looking for some delicious and healthful keto desserts? Well, you've come to the right place. We'll share 7 of our favorite keto desserts and even tell you how to make them. These recipes are all high in healthy fats and low in carbs, making them perfect for a keto diet. So whether you're looking for a sweet treat or a dessert to round out your meal, we've got you covered. Enjoy! Don't miss out on our next update. Subscribe and get your hands on the latest stories before the rest. At number 7, we have cheesecake. So a keto cheesecake and a normal cheesecake aren't too different. The only thing to look out for is the sweetener. You will have to use artificial sweeteners rather than sugar. In addition, you'll need to ensure that the crust is gluten-free. Don't worry, this cheesecake is nice and thick and creamy, just like you enjoy it. So you will need cream cheese, sweetener, eggs, vanilla, and sour cream. You don't need to add lemon juice. Then for the crust, use a mixture of almond flour, cinnamon, sweetener, and butter. Just measure the ingredients. In terms of bake time, it should be the same as a normal cheesecake. Then refrigerate for around 20 minutes. Next, we have number 6, and that are butter pralines. So keto pralines are made using pecans and cream. A keto praline will have around 2 carbs and they can be quickly made. So take some butter and brown it. Then use the cream and pecans to make pralines. You can store them for 4 weeks and reach out for this dessert whenever you have a sweet tooth. Number 5 will be a keto chocolate mousse. So low-carb, keto-friendly mousse needs heavy cream, sweetener, unsweetened cocoa powder, and vanilla. First, whisk the heavy cream till you start to see ribbons being formed. Then add in the sweetener, sifted cocoa powder, and the vanilla, and whisk a little more until everything is all combined. Now you have a rich and decadent keto chocolate mousse. Next, at number 5, let's look at a keto chocolate cake. You'll need coconut flour, cocoa powder, heavy cream, eggs, sweetener, baking powder, butter, and salt. Now mix these ingredients and then pour it into a pan. Then bake for around 25 minutes. You will then have a nice and moist chocolate cake. The 4th keto dessert on our list is keto chocolate chip cookies. This recipe contains around 2 carbs per cookie. So you'll need coconut oil, butter, cream cheese, and almond flour. Mix these ingredients and make a thick batter. Use a cookie scoop to scoop cookies from the batter. Then bake them for 10 to 12 minutes. At number 3, we have a keto mug cake. So this is another great treat that just needs a bit of microwaving. You can pick the flavor of your choice. So you can choose between vanilla, chocolate, and peanut butter. Also, you can make it with almond flour or coconut flour. First, melt butter in the microwave for 10 seconds in a microwave-safe mug. Add the coconut flour or almond flour, sweetener, cocoa powder, baking powder, vanilla, and beaten egg. Mix everything well and microwave on high for 60 seconds. You can sprinkle some sugar-free cocoa chips as a topping. Just be careful not to overcook the mug cake, otherwise it will get hard. At number 2, let's talk about the chocolate pudding keto pie. This low-carb and chocolate keto pie is a silky smooth sugar-free chocolate pudding filling in a melt-in-your-mouth almond flour and butter crust. The perfect keto holiday treat. Not only is the low-carb chocolate pudding filling amazing, but so is the easy almond flour pie crust. Lastly, at number 1, let's look at a low-carb blueberry crisp. So you can whip up a yummy blueberry crisp in less than 30 minutes. You can use frozen blueberries, but fresh will be just as good, if not better. Then add pecans, almond flour, and butter. Before we end, let's talk about a few important considerations. So one of the most used flours in keto baking is almond flour. This is essentially ground almonds, and it is primarily used in keto dessert recipes. Almond flour is expensive. Even though almond flour is more expensive than coconut flour, it is much less temperamental and yields more consistent results, especially if it is weighed with a food scale as opposed to using measuring cups. Another option is sunflower seed flour. This is essentially ground up sunflower seeds and it measures just like almond flour. So in any of these recipes, you can use sunflower seed flour to replace the almond flour. Speaking of coconut flour, you should be aware that it is probably the second most popular flour to use in baked goods, as it is also nut-free. It is coconut flesh that has been dehydrated and ground. It is actually the flesh that is left over from making coconut milk. But it is temperamental because it is so absorbent. It has its advantages though, as it is much less expensive than almond flour and you can use much less. Now, let's talk about sweeteners. After all, what are desserts without sweeteners? So you can use Swerve and Lakanto. Swerve is made from erythritol and stevia. It is a 1-for-1 substitute for sugar, unlike pure stevia, while Lakanto is made with monk fruit and is also a 1-for-1 substitute for sugar. Some dessert experts swear by Swerve, while others prefer Lakanto. So experiment a bit and see which sweetener suits your taste buds. And that's a wrap. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.